Hey, what's going on, guys? CodeMonkeyKings here. Last video, I've been announcing starting of a new YouTube channel by CodeMonkeyKing called Chess Programming, and today I've reached the milestone in developing my, beginners chess engine tutorial, and I've passed the perf test today. Perf test is a way to say whether your chess program actually generates correct moves or not. So just to say whether the move generator is bug free or not. And this is really kind of exciting part, exciting stage when you're developing a chess program. And you might wonder, why is this guy talking about chess programming when this channel is actually related to web scraping, maybe web development a little bit, and so on. And I know that you guys are subscribed here and following the tutorials on CodeMonkeyKing's channel exactly because of those web scraping tutorials that you probably love this channel for. Well, at least some commentaries claim. But I've been always trying to explain that the web scraping is not the point. The web development is not the point. It's all about within your own self. It's all about within how you approach within your life, within your career, and kind of where you're going basically, and what are you doing basically, and how you develop your own self. So that's the reason actually for creating this video today. So I would like to cover kind of two topics. So the first one, I'd like to list the achieved results so far. So the results that I've achieved so far using this CodeMonkeyKing's channel, and also I'd like to share some new goals that I'm setting up for my own self as a software developer. And I really hope that this summarizing would help you guys to understand your own selves better, maybe to see your own path, your career path better, your life path better. Well, probably. I don't know. It's all depends on you basically. So I just want to show how this is going on within inside me, and if it helps you somehow, I will be really happy. So let's start with listing the achieved results. The results that has been achieved within this channel basically. So I've started this channel, well, probably slightly bit more than a year ago, and the initial, well, it's really hard to say now what was the initial goal back in those days, but I just want to say that when I just started this channel, I didn't yet have a job as a software developer, and I wasn't making money on programming at all. I mean, literally absolutely at all. So I had absolutely nothing. I was doing some job that wasn't really related to computers at all. So I was a tiler, by the way, for those of you who don't know this yet. Probably I've been talking about this before, so that was really bad days. We're very safe times, like David 504 says. Yeah, so and I really wanted to start making money on programming, but I didn't really know where to start. I didn't know how to proceed. I had no idea regarding what kind of niche am I supposed to pick up, to choose there. And eventually it happened that my weapon of choice was to pick up some web scraping and web development, because they're really tightly connected to each other. And first, my very first video on this channel, you probably didn't watch them, but just I can at least describe them and tell you about them. They were not really related to web scraping at all, believe it or not. So I did even try some chess programming in my early YouTube videos on this CodeMonkeyKing channel as well, but at that time I didn't have that skill to talk and to code at the same time. So I was kind of pre-coding this stuff and then just opened this kind of code editor and just been trying to describe like kind of what's going on within the code. So that was my approach. And probably the very first thing that I've done on this channel in order to combine the skills of explaining what you're doing and writing the code itself was probably my live coding the BrainFuck interpreters, the BrainFuck programming language, which I've been covering some videos ago when we did encrypt the web page into BrainFuck in order to make it difficult to extract the data from the web page. So also I had so basically I had C programming language background, also assembly background, believe it or not, and I did even create a bootable BrainFuck interpreter back in those days, believe it or not, and that was probably the second video on this channel. Yeah, maybe not the second, maybe it was the fourth video. It seems like the first 2 or 3 videos I didn't even talk there, so I just wrote a program in C that did output the characters to screen with a delay, so it seemed like if you're typing, but literally it was just a C program that was typing the text into console for you, and it was printing the source code from one of my early chess engines, and for the BrainFuck interpreter as well, probably. I'm not really sure. Maybe something else. I don't really remember that. But yeah, this was these were the very first videos on this channel, and then I talked for the first time. I just took my smartphone and I did demonstrate how the bootable BrainFuck interpreter loads on my laptop, on my old laptop, and that was quite pretty interesting. So those guys who have seen that were really amazed. So you might wonder, like, why the hell am I telling you about this? I just trying to show you the atmosphere of how it was for more than a year ago, when I really had some programming background, I had some experience, but this was really so far from the production, and this was really so far from this world of getting paid for your code, basically. So you can't even imagine how far this was. And it was an incredible there was an incredible gap between my programming skills, my understanding of the market, and the process of getting the actual jobs and getting paid for them. And my very first obviously my very first goal at that time was just to try at least something, try to make money on programming at least somehow. And at that time that seemed to me absolutely impossible goal, believe it or not. But I just started learning some web scraping and web development, because I considered those topics to be kind of interesting and like valuable on the market. I don't know why did I pick that. That probably there was even some sort of a random choice, believe it or not. Now it's hard to believe, but at that time I just thought, like, okay, Code Game, what can you get paid for if you code something? And I just saw such sort of a feature of Monzo that I really like to write a little piece of code and kind of put it up on a shelf, and GitHub serves me that shelf until today, basically. So I didn't really want to create some big projects to work on that you can work on for a long time. I tried to so my dream was just to create a small amount of code that does some particular task, and it would be perfect if this code is about to be used only once, and then you just drop it. You don't really need this. So that was something that was inside me at that time, and it just happened that web scraping did actually fit this style of working, coding on 100%. So in web scraping, that's absolutely fine. When you just write a code once, the data is getting scraped, and say if you don't really need to scrape the data permanently, you can just drop the code after and you're done. So say imagine you just like the data to be scraped once, and that's kind of it. So that was the very beginning there, and later on, when I started making my very first attempts of mm, of web scraping, of doing something that might be useful not only for my own self but for some other people, and that was incredibly difficult for me that time because like uh, I was very pissed when when I saw that other people don't really care about what I'm doing. Now I understand that this is kind of pretty fine, but that time it seemed to be like as a complete disaster basically. So the very first thing I get paid for as a software developer, I've created a script that was getting latitude and longitude from nominated OpenStreetMap API for my friend that was basically my neighbor, and I sold him that piece of code for $50, and that was really incredible. And the beer that I've bought to myself and drank after was so tasty. It was much better compared to the beer that I've been drinking before, even though that was absolutely the same beer that I bought at absolutely the same place. So that's inner feeling that really matters that much. So like that was my very first experience, but obviously that was only one time experience, and I knew that there is a freelance platform called Upwork, and it's really good for freelancers. I didn't ever, not, I don't say I didn't ever. So back in those days, I was thinking about working for an outsourcing companies in my country, but I had the only job interview in my life, believe it or not. Obviously, I failed that, and I show them my chess programming stuff on GitHub. I've shown them some Python stuff, and they actually needed someone, a guy related to web scraping at that time as well. I remember, but I really didn't have any experience at that time, and like the thing that pissed me off completely was the tests. For me, who considered myself to be to be an experienced programmer, when I saw the tests, they were quite pretty trivial for me from my current experience perspective. I just needed to reference Python data sets like dictionaries or lists of dictionaries or something, or tuples. I don't really remember what it was all about, but those were some very basics. But I completely had no idea how to solve that, because the idea of doing that task seemed to me absolutely ridiculous. I would think like, what the hell is this? Why the hell do I need to do this? This is nonsense. Like, what are you talking about? Let me pass the perf test. Let me try to write the mood generator for a chess program. I don't want to reference your damn data structure. So that was my inner state at that time, basically. So I've realized that I don't ever want to work for an outsourced company, go into that damn office and things like that ever in my life. And I just said to the manager that was recruiting me, to that girl, I just told her, I quit. I just quit from there. So she said like, well, maybe you can just complete the task. Maybe we'll call you later. I said like, don't call me. So even if you consider my task to be fine or okay, don't call me ever. I'm not gonna be working for your company. I just realized, later on, much later on, me and my good YouTube friend Dr. Pi, we made a rap track together in collaboration, and it's called Business Bullshit. When I was where I was rapping about when I was rapping about that stuff as well. So like, I just the rap contains too many swearing, so I just don't really want to reproduce it now. You can find that on my channel. Just search for business bullshit, Code Monkey King featuring Dr. Pi. So like that rep really claimed that I don't really want to work. Oh my god, sorry guys, just my screensaver seems to be invoked. Sorry for this. So oh my god, I forgot what I was talking about. So yeah, that was really interesting. So I just since then I've realized that I will never ever be working for a company, for an outsourced companies in my country. And now my LinkedIn profile has a couple of lines claiming that dear Ukrainian HR managers, please don't torture me with your requests with your offers to work for your companies, even remotely, because I'm not interested in getting enslaved by the companies. Oh no, sorry. I'm not interested in getting enslaved by the companies. Is now on my Upwork profile. Yeah, that's true. You can check that out. I'm not kidding you, really. And freedom is above all. Those are the words. I can even show you this. It's not a big deal. You just have a look at my Upwork profile, and I can simply show you this. It's not a big deal. Let me just minimize my webcam view. So let's go for view profile. I'll just show you this. So this is kind of really, I guess nobody else has this like Upwork profile. This is it. So I'm a freelancer and blogger who creates numerous web scraping and web development tutorials on YouTube, which serves me as the main source of getting new clients. I don't accept interview invitations, so don't waste your connects. I'm not interested in getting enslaved by the companies. Freedom is above all. So this is my real Upwork profile, believe it or not. So this is kind of it. Okay, and the only way I use it now is just via the direct contracts, basically. I just don't really want to show you my earnings here because it's kind of private information, but I have them stored here within this archives. And on LinkedIn, there is something pretty similar. So just have a look at the account there. So this immortal phrase for addressed to the Ukrainian HR managers. I just show you this right in a moment. Just hold on a sec. So my profile here. Okay. And yeah, well, it's almost the same. Yeah, just about me, some stuff about me here, and this is it. Oh my god, what a yeah. Important note: dear Ukrainian HR managers, I'm not interested in working in Ukrainian outsourced IT companies, neither in the office nor remotely, because I work with my clients, mostly worldwide startups, directly. No offense, I respect you and what you're doing, so just for your information. So this is kind of it, because they were torturing me really so hard, like, we have a job offer, do you want to take part in an interview? And I was remembering those damn interviews, that damn interview that I failed, and I said like, no guys, sorry, thanks, but I'm not gonna be doing this one more time in my life, thank you. So this is kind of it. And yeah, I did start my Upwork career. I've been working for about a year there, and at that time I thought that it's quite pretty awesome. Basically, I did consider it to be awesome, and I've started with a rate of $5 per hour, which is miserable, obviously, but it's actually better than nothing. And then I had for about $8 per hour, then probably 10 or 12, I don't remember, then 15 I guess, then $18, which seemed to me absolutely fantastic money. And the very last contract I had on Upwork was for about $25 per hour. That's kind of it. But later on, obviously, I realized that paying 20% Upwork fees is a little bit too much. And if you just it's not even the problem that you have to pay those fees for Upwork. The problem is that the clients that are actually finding you there, they are mostly like businesses that don't care about your personality, that don't care about like your life, your career path, your understanding, your development principle. They just don't really care about this. They want to use you, yeah, like a unit. That's it. That's one. That's almost the phrase from my and Octopi's business bullshit rap track, by the way. So they trying to use you like a unit. Yeah. So for about after for about a year of working on Upwork and hourly paid projects, I've realized that I don't really want to follow this approach anymore, and I don't really want to rely on Upwork. And if you remember, if you saw my profile, you saw like the job success rate there was only 88%, assuming that I had only 5-star reviews for all of my contracts, basically. So the reason why this shit is happening is because Upwork calculates some private feedbacks from the clients, but the problem is if client will simply let me just show you this. So if the client would simply forget to leave you a feedback, he might leave you a public feedback, but he might forget to leave you a private feedback. I'm not exactly sure how this is happening, but that's I've been asking this at Upwork forums, but they just don't care really. So eventually you're getting some sort of a rate that doesn't really reflect the your actual job success status there. So and they are trying to manipulate you using this sort of a percentage. I had a top rated batch for about, I don't know, half a year probably, but then when I just finished one of my long-term contracts, I don't really remember what happened there. I can say that we're still in contact with that client, and probably we would be working in future as well. But still, there was something wrong with the feedback. So this job success score was calculated completely wrong. And I just realized that I don't really want to rely on some damn percentages on those freelance platforms, because like it doesn't really reflect much. So so this is one thing, and the other thing that actually like I was already been mentioning. So the clients don't really care about you, about your personality. And then I just thought, why not to use YouTube as the source of getting new clients? And at that time, this was for about half a year ago, and at that time it seemed to me like this is impossible. Just like it seemed to me impossible to start making money on programming. Yeah, just like it seemed to me like it's impossible to increase your hourly rate on Upwork. So it seemed to me like it's impossible to use YouTube as a source of getting new clients. Yeah, but eventually this just started happening. I made right now scraper video. It's not really that high quality video or something, but for some reason I had really numerous requests from my clients to make some custom versions of Rightmove Scraper for them, and that kind of gave me really lots of work and lots of experience, and I really love that. So that's regarding like this YouTube stuff. But I was still kind of afraid to drop Upwork completely. Because like I thought maybe that's not stable, maybe just one or two clients are kind of asking you to do something for them, maybe that's just an exception but not the rule. But later on I realized that actually it's the only way for me to drop Upwork completely, and now I'm using this just as the billing method, because in Ukraine the PayPal is not available, so it's a bit too hard to get paid as a freelancer. Just some nasty things there. But this new Upwork feature regarding direct contracts allows you doing this with a minimal fee, only 3.4%. So it's really miserable fee. And also they're not holding your money for 2 weeks like they usually do on the hourly paid paid contracts. They just release your money instantly, so you can withdraw as soon as your client has approved the deliverable. So that's kind of it. So it's quite pretty handy to be honest. And this is it for the list of the achieved results that you guys could witness following this channel. Basically, many of things that I've just said probably sound familiar to you, to some of you, most of you. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with this, with how many not familiar. Anyway, and I've realized. So one little summary before we go to setting up new goals as a software developer. So one really important thing that I've realized, that first, YouTube is giving me those clients that actually really care about who I am, what am I doing, and how exactly I do that. And that's incredibly important. So YouTube serves me as a filter of dealing only with those clients that are actually kind of comfortable with me, with my style of work, code, and so on. So this is one very important point here. So this compatibility with your clients. And oh my god, I forgot. I just forgot what I was going to talk about. So YouTube. Okay, I feel completely lost. Yeah, so you just have that compatibility with your clients, thanks to YouTube. And so just got it. I've realized that even though what you're actually doing, like the deliverable that you're producing, that you're delivering to your clients, really matters. Like they just kind of paying for the script that scrapes data for them, or for some code that makes a website for them, or API, or some things like that. That's kind of quite pretty clear. But I just want to mention that it's not a random stuff that my email is actually freesoft.for.people@gmail.com. And why I claim it's like free soft, because as a Linux enthusiast, I really believe that the software should always be free, and what you're actually getting paid for as a software developer is for solving tasks set up by your client. So it's all about solving someone else's issues, and that involves time you need to take in order to dive into his problem, and it takes skills in order to find a proper solution that fits this exact particular case, and that not only sort of fits this exact particular case, but also it fits the personality of this particular client, which is also important as well, because it might happen that you can just do the job, but your solution might not fit the personality of your client, and that's the reason where that might in that case you might encounter some sort of an issues, like misunderstandings and getting pissed off eventually. So it's not really that great scenario, but the more experience you're getting, the more chances to avoid those situations that are pretty uncomfortable. So what I've learned for the past, I don't know, half a year probably, working with the clients from YouTube, that it's really important, like the interaction with your client, and the actual job, the actual coding, it just steps back compared to the interaction itself. So I can now really claim that I'm not really getting that much paid for the end result that I'm producing, even though that is valuable, even though that does the job, even though that does scrape some data, or if this is the website, it just does it on the counter, it just produces the data, just renders this to the browser, things like that. But it's not really the point. The point is your client got a problem and you're just solving them. The most of my clients are data scientists, and the data scientists generally have two big issues. The first issue, they hate getting data, so scraping is too boring for them, and they have the other issue, they hate delivering data in in production in ready state, like in a format of a website or the API. So they really like all that research stuff when they just calculate and analyze and making their analysis, predicting results. So all that highly paid stuff they're doing. But when it comes to some technical engineering part, like either to get the data or to present the data, present the results of their researches, they are encountering issues there that's either boring or hard. It's kind of difficult for them, or they just don't want to really get bothered with that or things like. So it's far easier for them just to hire someone like CodeMonkey to make the job for them, to get the job done for them, and that's kind of it. So like working with data scientists is a great thing, I must say. So bearing on this experience, I can say that it's incredibly important to know your clients and to feel that sort of a stuff within inside you. So Americans call this soft skill. So soft skill is something that I'm not gonna be going for the definitions of this, but I just want to explain how I personally understand that. So the soft skill is a skill to feel your client, to sense your client, and to sense this interaction that makes sense actually. And that's the exact stuff you're actually getting paid for. So you're just taking your time, you're applying your skills, and you're solving the issue from your client. That's it. So, and this what I just said, so solving these issues is the key point to in order to understand the hypothesis I'm supposed to be talking about later just in this video, but just a little bit later. So just to bear in mind that as a software developers, we're actually not getting paid for the end result. We're getting paid for solving problems, and all the jobs on this market, they all are about solving problems. So this is incredibly important to understand. Okay, so I guess we were done with the first part that regards the achieved results, and now I just want to talk a little bit about setting up new goals. Yeah, I was going to do this for about 20 minutes ago, I guess, but yeah, sorry for such an extended explanations. So when you the point is that when you complete some sort of a circle, like from like it's the spiral. So you have this initial point, then you kind of make in a circle, and when you just come to the same point, you're already slightly higher than in the previous iteration. So when this iteration kind of finishes, so when you reach the same point but already on a new level, it makes you to realize many things that you probably didn't even see before. I just forgot to put a semicolon here. Okay, so okay, just go straight ahead, talking about what I wanted to say, and that's it. So probably you already guessed that chess programming was actually a big passion of mine for years. And like when I just started this CodeMonkey channel, I really wanted to make chess programming videos. Not only them, but maybe some other videos, but I couldn't because I didn't have that skill of writing code and talking at the same time, like explaining what am I doing actually. But making these numerous web scraping and web development tutorials on CodeMonkey channel actually allowed me to gain this skill, and now I'm really happy that I can finally start making my programming videos, my chess programming videos on other channel that I've been announcing this channel in the previous video, by the way. So I will show you this in this video as well. And like when I now just doing this new chess programming videos, so just to give you an idea, for the last 3 days I made for about 26 videos, and they're pretty long. Like my videos are long. So 26 videos, 3 days. It was incredibly productive weekend for me. I'll demonstrate you this just right in a moment. And you know, like the matter of succeeding in whatever thing that you're doing is the matter of combining your inner mechanism of how it works within inside you with the outer world, and you need to develop both skills. So the skill to interact with the outer world and the skill to develop your own nature that allows you to actually code, and the main thing that allows you to solve the problems that I've been talking about already. And in my case, for about the last year and a half probably, I've been developing these outer skills while my inner skills were kind of slipping, and now I'm really happy to start actually developing them. And when I'm doing chess programming, I feel like that I'm kind of growing as a software developer, because applied programming like web scraping, web development, it's quite pretty trivial. It's not really even programming that much, to be honest. It does involve some algorithm logic and things like that, but you know, like if you ever tried chess programming, you understand that it's quite a bit different. So when you need to design everything from scratch on your own, instead of using the fancy libraries that are created for whatever task that you can ever imagine, that's a big difference basically. So now I just want to list the goals that I'm setting up for the first take number 3. Trying to list the goals that I'm setting up for myself as a software developer. So start chess programming YouTube channel. I already done that. Create beginner's chess engine tutorial. I've already done the half of that, and maybe it's not. If we count the videos, probably I made the major part already, but it's the half in terms of the amount of work that needs to be done. So pass and perf test, performance test, and chess engine that makes sure that the move generator is bug free is the milestone that divides the chess engine development process into 2 parts. So that's why I claim that I did the part of it, just the first part. I also want to create an advanced chess engine tutorial. Oh my god, I just forgot one more little thing here. So master neural networks. How could I forget that? Oh my god. Yeah, obviously. So also something wrong is something wrong is happening with the indexes. Okay. Yeah. So the chess engine tutorial that I'm currently working on is quite pretty trivial for those who did already write a chess program in their lives. So it won't be really interesting for them. It will be interesting only for those who has never been doing this before, and that would be an incredible experience. I just remember my own experience when I've been following Blue Fever Software's chess engine in C series, which is absolutely fantastic. That just outstanding experience, the most, I don't know, self-development stuff in programming I ever had. Basically, I ended up mastering C programming language after following that series, believe it or not. So that works a lot, basically. So after this tutorial, I'm gonna create an advanced chess engine tutorial involving bitboards, and bitboards allows you to they're mostly used in terms of move generator. They might gain a slight performance advantage, but not really that much. It's not really that case. But bitboards allows you to do absolutely fantastic thing with your evaluation, because if you're trying to evaluate position for the array-based board, the more features you add into your evaluate function, the slower your engine becomes. So the more knowledge it gains, the slower it starts to produce new moves, because it takes time to evaluate all the stuff, and the slower it becomes, actually the lower the depth that it can reach for the given time, within the given time frame, and that affects his playing strength negatively. So it's like that's a problem. So that's the reason why actually people using bitboards to represent the chessboard in world class chess engines like Stockfish, because it's really important to evaluate really fast. So bitboards allow you doing that. And if we are talking about the neural networks, like today's modern chess engines like AlphaZero and Lila Cheese Zero, which are really fancy nowadays, they use completely different approach for move generation, not for the move generation, but for the search and for the evaluation using neural networks. I only know how it works in theory. I didn't ever try that before. So like the point number 4, master neural networks, is one of the goals that I'm setting up for myself. And I really understand that I will never ever go for learning neural networks for whatever else task but chess programming, because I was trying to have a look like this image recognition stuff, but that's I'm not really interested in that. I know, like, it just feels like kind of boring, but for chess programming this would be really interesting. So mastering neural networks is really one of my goals here. Also, I want to share some chess programming tricks and techniques, and there are really lots of stuff that increase the playing strength of the chess program significantly with a relatively small amount of code. Things like transposition tables, move ordering techniques like MVV, LVA, most valuable victim, less valuable attacker, and things like that. Really lots of things there, really lots of tricks, and that's incredibly interesting. Also, I would like to cover the vast majority of chess programming theory. So there are really lots of things on chess programming, Wikipedia itself, but without this specific knowledge, it's incredibly difficult to walk into it. And like YouTube format really allows to make complicated simple. So complicated things are really starting getting simple. So that's one of my goals as well. And finally, start making money on chess programming. And I can also say, like, my very impossible, the most impossible is just dream is actually to, at this moment in particular, is start making money on chess programming only. So I really want to drop that web scraping and web development, because it does make sense, it does make money, but like, if it didn't bring money, I wouldn't be doing that. It's not that interesting. You can find some new things there, and like, I don't really consider web scraping to be boring or web development to be boring. They're not boring. So you are boring if you are bored. That's the problem is within you, not within the topic. But I just want to say that even though this data extraction stuff it might be interesting, but it's interesting only, and again, it's getting interesting even more only as long as you're getting paid for that. So if you will stop getting paid for that stuff, I really doubt that it would still be that interesting for you. While chess programming is interesting, at least for me, it is interesting regardless of whatever, basically. So and I just want to share some thoughts regarding this now it seems to me impossible impossible goal as a software developer, just like the impossible goal to start making money on programming, just like an impossible goal of getting Upwork currently paid Upwork project, just like impossible goal of increasing hourly rate. even more impossible goal to get clients from YouTube, and drop Upwork completely seemed to me absolutely impossible goal. But all these goals eventually became possible, believe it or not. So maybe this goal would get possible as well one day. So the idea is very simple. Like selling chess engine sucks. It's impossible because you can just download Stockfish, which is currently world chess champion. Yeah, I guess the last tournament is SEC. It actually outplayed Lila slightly a bit. I'm not sure. I really need to check that out. So obviously, Stockfish has been developed for years by really smart people. I just read their posts on chess programming forums, so I really know what am I talking about. So it's incredibly difficult to write a chess engine like Stockfish. Trust me, this is really complicated. It needs years, and there are really so many tricks that, even though it's open source, if you just have a look at the Stockfish source code, even if you've been doing chess programming for quite a bit of time, you won't understand much there without explanations, like in forum posts or something. If you just see the bare source code, it won't really tell you much. It's really sophisticated, I need to say. And that's written in C++, not in C, which makes it even more complicated. I'm not gonna. I do write in C. I know some principles regarding C++. I was trying to create those classes in my life before, but Stockfish has gone so far, so it's incredibly difficult to understand kind of what's going on there. And also C++ has some specific stuff like vectors that I have no idea, like what is that and why is this needed for and how it works. But people consider that to be interesting tools, basically. Maybe I will master that someday. I don't know. Only if it would help me to go further in the chess engine development. In that case, I would be thinking about mastering C++. Otherwise, I won't, because at this moment I just don't really see much sense in that. So that's kind of it. So I would like to end this video with sharing one last thought regarding start making money on chess programming. So as I was mentioning before, as far as we are getting paid not for not for what we are doing, but we are getting paid for solving problems, and you can't. So you're not really about to be selling your chess programs, because you can download the free Stockfish, which will beat your program whatever you write, obviously, and just you have no chances at all. But among the community, there are really lots of people engaged in chess programming, and if you just read the forums that are dedicated to chess programming, you see like many people are encountering issues, and I personally believe that some of them are really ready to pay for some little tiny favors that you could have done to them. Like maybe just point out where the bug's origin is, or maybe just try to explain some concepts, try to share some tricks or something. So even though the chess programming theory in general is really kind of it's united into one, that's it. But the current implementation depends so much. It depends on the current implementation so much. So even if you know literally everything, which is impossible, but still, just trying to do things on your own really leads to some complications that you have no idea where they're coming from, and those complications are the source of the potential tasks and issues that you can solve as a chess developer, as a chess engine developer, and that is a potential source uh, of of money that you then you can get from there. Well, this is theory. Obviously, I didn't yet check that, and I really need to do lots of things in order to achieve that goal and prove this concept if this is actually possible. But I just wanted to share this just as a proof of concept. And just in order to finish this video, at the very end, let me just close this window, and I just want to show you my new chess programming YouTube channel. And already 19 guys has subscribed, and I guess the most of this guys has come from this GoBanky Kings channel. And for all those of you who has subscribed to chess programming, really kind of thank you guys, I really appreciate that. And I just want to show you the amount of work I've done on this weekend. So we have a look at the playlist. It's the only playlist, but it already has, can you believe this, 26 videos already. So we are going like board representation, piece encoding, adding data structures to the code, encoding code pieces and squares, parse FEN function, defining piece of set race, print attack function, is square attack function, and so on and so on, and then goes for the mode generator. So, and have a look at the video length, so like 38 minutes, 22 minutes, 14, 19 minutes, 34, 19, 8, 14, 7, 12, 22 minutes, 8, 23, 28. So this lasts for an entire 1 hour. So I guess you realize that the amount of work being done is really amazing. So, and this is only the half. So first I'm going to end this series, obviously, and then I'm gonna be making some, I don't know, like videos, maybe some blog like videos on this chess programming channel to cover some fancy some modern fancy chess engine topics. Like, I don't know, there are really lots of them. And as a chess engine developer, I hope to get more views and subscribers, just because, if you're just talking about something, it's good, but who the hell are you to talk about this? But if you can show some chess programs that you're developing in the format of the live coding, in this case, this might impress people. Well, at least I hope so. And obviously, one last thing probably before we finish here, what I want to say is there is an issue regarding web scraping that, the laws, well, at least in Europe, are really starting to be not web scraping friendly, to say at least. And I believe that one day we might encounter a situation when web scraping would be totally forbidden. I hope this would never happen, but still this opportunity really exists, and this danger really exists as well. So the other disaster that might potentially happen is, assuming that some of the sites that I've been scraping on GoBanky Kings channel might not be really welcoming you of doing that. And I know that it happens from time to time. So if some sort of a company kind of says to YouTube, like, this video, it's not even the copyright claim, it's even worse, like, well, I just want to say that I know I have a guy, he's not my friend, but we've been talking for a while, just know him slightly a bit, and that guy had his YouTube channel being completely deleted by the YouTube, basing on the fake on the document. Well, my English, sorry, it's too short to describe this, but the problem, so it was like he was about his case was about to be taken into the court, but it was a fake. But YouTube considered that to be a threat, and it just deleted his channel without explanation at all. So just the guy was doing content. He had like for about, I don't know, probably 2,000 subscribers at that time, and then YouTube just dropped that, and that's it. So all his job just went away, and that's it. Obviously he did restore his channel later on, but still. And by the way, I'm not storing the web scraping videos. I don't have copies for them. I'm just deleting them. So if YouTube would ever drop my channel, I won't be able to restore it anymore. So you can probably make some backup copies for your own self for those videos that you consider to be valuable, or just containing some interesting knowledge, or something that is interesting for you personally. But regarding the chess programming, I actually store all the videos, and I do back up them because this content is incredibly important for me. So some opportunities regarding chess programming compared to web scraping. By the way, it's a nice title for the video: chess programming versus web scraping. This might be interesting. Yeah. Good idea. Yeah, I really like it. So within the chess programming, it's incredibly hard either to claim a copyright, because the content is something that you totally produce by your own self. So what I created, I just did write this on my own. Yeah, I did take some ideas available in the open source, but still, like, all the engines are literally the same, because the chess rules are literally the same, and techniques like, I don't know, how to keep track of whether the king or rook has moved or not are really well known among the chess program developers, and there are not really that many techniques to use in order to implement this in C programming or whatever programming language, basically. So no copyright claims. Also, yeah, the content is unique, so you're not using someone else's materials and so on. Also, the interest to chess programming is growing really nowadays. Well, at least I do monitor that, so I can claim this for sure. Like, this chess engine tournaments are getting really interesting, and interesting and exciting, basically. So I believe that this might be really really good weapon of choice, even from the very YouTube perspective. So even if my idea of actually making money on chess programming directly fails, still there are some opportunities on making money on the YouTube channel. So that's kind of it. But to be honest, I don't really want to embed the advertisement into my videos. In both of my channel, I don't really want that. So there is no reason for doing this for my web scraping channel, because it gives me enough clients to pay my bills, basically, hopefully. And I really hope that the same would happen with my chess programming channel, because it's quite interesting. But when I've done this 26 videos for about 3 or 4 days, I'm not sure, just need to check that out. So anyway, it's less than a week. I made this 26 videos in less than a week. So when I was doing this, every next video, I felt like like I'm getting proficient in this, and this inner sense of proficiency, just from the experience point of view, it kind of leads you to eventually getting some jobs related to what you're actually doing, because I believe that whatever skill you have, there always would be a guy who would be ready to pay for that, because he will definitely find the issue that your skill can be applied to take care of, to solve, basically. So say like he has some sort of an issue, and your skill would actually help to solve that issue for him. So as far as this scenario is kind of possible, getting paid is just the matter of time and patience. Well, this is it, guys. I'm sorry for talking for too long, for such a long time, but I really had kind of lots of things to share with you. I really appreciate if you watched the entire video, so I'm really happy to share these thoughts with you guys. I'm sorry if it didn't make sense for some of you, because it's really kind of just the part of my inner world that doesn't really either teach you something or doing something for you. I'm just sharing what's happening in my head, in my heart, and in my lower center called Dantian in Chinese. So I guess this is it. Yeah, thanks for watching. I would a bit. I'm now mainly working on developing my chess programming channel, so I would really highly appreciate if you subscribe to my chess programming channel. That's what I really would appreciate you guys for. So we'll see what happens. So again, like, thanks for watching. I'm really happy to have this nice little talk with you guys. So until next time, take care.